Now that the dust has settled on NBA free agency, what did we learn? One could argue branding is more important to a legacy than titles. Others will say rings are all that matter. Friendship is important.
If y'all didn't quite get it, let me say it again, I'm here to stay.
Superstars have all the power, and cash is forever king. But wait, hold up. Let's talk about that last one for a minute, because in this league, loyalty is just a word in the dictionary. Ask Isaiah Thomas, who went from declaring all roads be cleared so teams could back up the Brinks truck.
They got to bring the Brinks truck out. They know that.
To signing a veteran's minimum quicker than George Hill sliding out the locker room door after game one. If IT taught us anything, it's that if you're a player, get paid first and worry about everything else later.
Place got hit by lightning, huh? Fuck you, pay me.
Because the tides turn in the NBA faster than any other professional sports league in America. This philosophy has been adopted by many, but only a select few have turned it into an art. The art of finesse. The NBA's all-finesse team MVP is none other than Carmelo Anthony.
Who, me?
15 years of service, 0 rings, 0 first-team All-NBA awards. Career earnings now more than $255 million, making him the 7th highest paid player of all time. One of the only players in the league to have negotiated his own no-trade clause, has single-handedly made 2 blockbuster trades happen by making threats.
That was probably one of the toughest acting jobs to do.
Laughed out loud when asked if he'd come off the bench.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
Got waived without being stretched, and got paid out his full $25 million between 2 teams in his 16th season, and multiple accounts of rubbing it in our faces at how good he is at it all.
I just love the game.
Carmelo Anthony, we are all witnesses. Can't forget about our man Gilbert Arenas, who not only got a 6-year, $111 million extension from the Wizards the year after he tore his MCL and meniscus, he still found a way to get paid every cent of it after being suspended by the league for bringing firearms into the locker room and getting into it with Javaris Crittenden. This man was facing the absolute worst penalty possible from the league, and he went out there shooting finger guns the next night during player intros, and still got paid only playing 66 games for the rest of his career. At one point, he even admitted himself that he signed the worst NBA contract of all time.
What year was this?
It was when you were on the Wizards.
That was so long ago.
The summer of 2016 is best known for the salary cap spike, but it's better known for the players who took advantage of it. Looking at you, Timothy Mozgov and Joakim Noah, nobody can make fun of you for doing outrageous local TV commercials.
Get this weak stuff out of here.
Or looking like Tom Hanks in Castaway if you stuff $70 million contracts in their mouth.
And then I talked to some jet on 4th Street.
Also, could we please talk about Luol Deng getting paid $72 million to live in Los Angeles and not have to play a single game for 3 straight years?
Does it ever get old for you?
No, not really.
Nominate this dude for Businessman of the Year and put him on the cover of Fortune magazine.
We wish, huh? No, that didn't happen. Thanks, though.
Let's throw it back to the legendary Jerome James.
Jerome James,
who was offered an inexplicable $30 million from the Knicks after 4 seasons in Seattle, where he never once averaged more than 17 minutes a game. He then went to New York and played in a grand total of 2 games in both the 07-08 and 08-09 seasons and averaged 2.5 points and 1.5 rebounds in them.
3 cheese, 2 meat spaghetti. I make a mean steak, very tender, very soft.
This may not be the biggest finesse of all time, but it is easily the funniest.
Jerome James.
And speaking of the Knicks, let us not forget the NBA had to change its luxury tax rules and add the amnesty clause because of Allen Houston, the franchise legend who still managed to be the 2nd highest paid player in the league despite never playing a single game during his final 2 seasons. Shout out to Adonal Foyle, who never averaged more than 6 points per game in his career.
Not a shot that he'd want replayed.
And still got a $42 million contract from the Warriors in 2004. He was then waived 2 years into it and still got paid. And finally, we always talk about who's the greatest of all time, Jordan or LeBron, or who's the next Kevin Durant, whatever. The real conversation is, who is the next Melo? Who is the next finesse god? And that man is Chandler Parsons. The NBA's celebrity dating, club hopping, injury report, regular Rico Suave, who continues to find ways to get massive contracts despite a list of injuries that could barely fit on a CVS receipt. This man is going to net $140.4 million in 6 years by the time his deal with the Grizzlies expires, and you already know the day that this deal is over, he's going to be on the front page of TMZ with some Kardashian bamboozling his way into another GM's head. He even has the audacity to call out fans for booing him. This is how you become the next Melo.
I had a hell of a run. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Don't get any of it twisted. This is not meant to expose any character flaws or anything like that. Business is business. But when it's all said and done, there's going to be a very long list of players who get burned by NBA front offices and a very short list of those who actually beat the system. You can have your LeBron. These, ladies and gentlemen, are my role models.